renowned love stories. Publius Ovidius Naso, the poet of antiquity, tells this story and many other stories in his books of Metamorphoses. The Metamorphoses take us on a trip through time into a mythological world of men and gods, a world of constant transformation. As one story flows into the next and bodies change their shapes and natures, we hear of the world's creation, of the ages of men, of the many fates of gods and men in what Ovidius himself calls a Carmen Perpetuum, one ever-continuous song or poem. marriage to Eurydice, who is bitten by a snake and dies. Orpheus moves the inhabitants of the underworld with his singing and is granted permission by the king of these dark lands to take back his wife, but he will only bring her back safely if he does not turn around to look at her on the way out of Hades. Orpheus cannot resist turning around to see if his wife is following him, and Eurydice falls back to the underworld. When Orpheus sits down in the mountains to tell his stories, he attracts a crowd of wild animals and birds, even stones and trees. But the wild Ciconian women also find him out, killing Orpheus and his audience. Only his head and his lyre are carried away on the river. In a miraculous way, the lyre continues playing, and the head keeps telling stories. Orpheus arrives in the underworld and is united with his wife Eurydice.
Qua postquam partere sedit discenitus vates, et fina sonantiam Ovid, umbra loco venit. Non caoris apui darbor, non nemus helianum, non frondibus esculus altis, nec tirie moles. Nec fagus et innuba laurus, nec corili fragiles, nec fraxinus utilis hastis, et nodisque abies. Curvataque glandibus ilex, et latanus genialis, acerque coloribus in par, omnicoleque simul salices. Ed aquatica lotos, perpetuosque virens fuxunt, tenuesque lyrice et bicolor virtus, et batis cerulatinus.
It is certain that the Metamorphoses were read in educated circles in the Middle Ages. It is also certain that stories and poetry like the Metamorphoses were read aloud, possibly sung. However, no melodies for the stories of Ovidius are left to us. For my reconstruction of Orpheus, I therefore looked at 11th and 12th century manuscripts that provide musical notation for odes by Horace, another poet of antiquity, who also was well known during the Middle Ages. I apply typical gestures of these melodies to my text, and the harp supports me in finding suitable modal patterns.
Inde cruentatis vertuntur in Orpheade,
score exists for my work with Ovidius. The whole working process was focused on improvisation, and the piece is recreated slightly differently for each performance. Each version is a unique version, but based on ideas which developed from working with 11th and 12th century manuscripts. This method of working brings me closer to the medieval singer. His song was composed not on paper or parchment and wasn't written down, but it was based on an oral tradition which is lost to us today. By approaching singing and music making without the use of musical notation, combined with flexible, spontaneous but conscious connecting of melody, gesture and word, I can come closer to a medieval mindspace of the Middle Ages.
Iamque mare invecte, flumen populare